Pick Central. Win total Wednesday. Trying to fire up the laptop for the callers. Joined by Smitty in the upper left corner. Marty. Big Ev. Myself. Phil the Troll. Zada. Doesn't give a fuck legend. Colin in the back as well. Fired up on a Wednesday. Let's touch on Hard Knocks episode 2 last night. Watched a little bit of it. The main story I thought was me and Ev were kind of talking about it. These mentalists and these, I know we had this guy in the office, Dr. Oz, and like they're unbelievable. But do these, just think I can't get it. Thanks, bro. Maybe I got it now. Do these guys freak you out?
Yes.
And also, like, I get there's allusions to magic and there's hand tricks and, like, the quick change thing. I saw those guys, the man and woman, rehearsing behind the scenes at an NBA game. So, like, then I saw it's the string. It's like, it's cool, but you know it's whatever. This stuff, I don't really get. Dude, where the
that's what it is.
Trick is. Where did they do it? How did he do it? How did he put the number on the board?
That's what he was explained. He is literally actually reading your mind. He said he's come in here before, and he said that his daughter cannot sneak out, get away with anything because he knows everything that's going on with her. He reads body language. He reads this. That's why it freaks me out because magic, you know that he can explain to you what happened.
Right. So
this guy is just fucking telling you the score of the Super Bowl.
But not even. So real quick, the thing with the board. Sorry, he tells people to predict the score of the game. He's telling jersey numbers. Ev knows all of it.
The puzzle.
Insane. Thank you.
Dude,
the puzzle was crazy.
We're not saying what else is crazy.
The goldfish.
The fish.
He turned this
that was under Aaron Rodgers'
cards into a fish,
deck
right?
of cards into a goldfish. And I love the one dude who's like, because they gave him like a list. They gave him a list of animals. The guy goes, "What if he said giraffe?"
You said giraffe.
Just a giraffe just appears in the bucket.
And he also said, like, think of an animal. He said, "What are you thinking of? A goldfish?" And he goes, "Yeah." And then a goldfish appears. Like that's
the deck of cards just disappeared.
Freaks me out is because it was
just a little block with a goldfish in it.
And let me tell you, I am not kidding. I'm going to put a future on the Jets and the 49ers.
Yeah, that's the thing I wrote down too. Right now, you have to close the books right now. You have to close the books on the Jets action. The whole world. They don't have the time for people to submit it fast enough. And we're not that the Jets would be in on it as well, but some of these things you think, man on the street and predicting like they could be in on it. I watched that guy come in here on the yak. Like, we don't do the gas him up fake reveal. He was asking about somebody in Brandon's contacts. Granted, Brandon's probably easy because he only has 99 contacts. He has no friends, somebody to talk to. He can't remember numbers or even type the right name in the thing. Great guy. But
just all facts.
Yeah, all facts. But either way, he picked somebody out that he hadn't talked to in like years and knew how it was saved. Like, it just nuts. The guy is nuts. And then obviously, Jets 31-21. I feel like that's going to be everybody's now.
Because obviously he's going to guess the Jets fine. And then you can probably guess of who he's going to say. Maybe
probably the Eagles or Niners are the most.
Niners are probably what you're going to say. But the 31-21 is where it's like already written down. Freaks me the fuck out.
I saw that the puzzle piece was one of the craziest. So
that
people that didn't watch, he put a puzzle, all like a Jets puzzle, all broken up on a table. Like obviously not put together, just dumped the box out. He said, put your arm in, knock half it off. Then he said, put two hands down, pick up a piece in each hand, and choose one of them. Then literally, it's already done. He takes the cloak thing off it, and it's the puzzle. It's another puzzle. It's put together, missing just the one piece that he had in his hands. And then that was when he did the score. It was fucking crazy. I'm a believer. It's like you said, it's not magic. He just really can read minds.
That's 100%.
He has to be able to.
It's not magic. There's a difference.
But he has to go. But even has to go further than reading minds because he had on the puzzle on the back side of the board, he had the Jets Niners score written down.
Yes. I think
before he even said it, obviously.
He does say a lot of things to the guy before. Like, the puzzle one doesn't make any sense to me. But, he does say a lot of things where I think he, sees their facial reactions, their reactions of, oh, maybe it's that. And then it's I don't know. It was the first time I was watching that. I gasped out loud. I was, got up in my bed. I'm like, what the fuck did he just do? Good for him.
Well, there's also a lot of that leading in type stuff that they do with these people. So it's like, Smitty, you're trying to reconnect with somebody. Who is it? Like, it's probably somebody who died. Like I've seen some of the videos in that of the leading in. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I know.
So like, but this stuff, it's got a prop. He's got the thing on there. He's changing things.
There was just no way, like the way Rodgers' hands were closed, like you couldn't fit a cube with a goldfish in.
Yeah,
it just makes no sense.
There's just no way.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's just look at it normally. How the fuck was there a goldfish under there?
Yeah, it's wild.
I mean, and I was saying, I was saying to Rico before, like, I mean, for this to be, every single guy would have had to been in on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they have the time for.
No
They
way.
ran away when it happened. The one guy.
I don't think they're that
Yeah,
good
right.
actors.
It's crazy.
There's no way.
No.
Smitty, what do you got in terms of all this magic?
I didn't see it, but I am aware of said magic, and my only question to them is, why aren't these people running the world?
Yes.
Like, you have that kind of power.
Right.
Why isn't
Why not just take it over?
like the person that is fucking like in the CIA? Like, why isn't he interrogating people? Because they'll.
But then again, he might be. He might be,
You
and this might be
imagine?
just like his side
This is
cover.
Yeah.
How have they not won the lottery either?
He might have, and this just might be his front.
Maybe.
Who knows?
I feel like.
Are
we've
you
heard
going to
about
tell me
that.
like if Professor X actually had his X-Men and there were mutants going around, people wouldn't know about it? Yeah, it'd be covered up.
I mean, lottery. He needs to read people's mind. He can't win. He can't just win that. He's.
Wait, that's what they're
I was
saying.
gonna say he could
If
predict.
he uses the body
Yeah.
language,
Okay.
there's no real body language for the number.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's just whatever
Fair
number
enough.
pops out.
It's just what he sees in like their like.
I think they'd be great at poker though, reading people.
Yeah, no, that I would.
I
yeah,
think he'd win.
for sure.
Without a doubt. So yeah, it's just completely interesting. The other thing that stood out was Rodgers calls one of his teammates a fat piece of
Well,
shit.
no, he's one of his
coach.
old coaches.
Old coaches.
It was
Fat
play.
piece of
It was
shit.
playful.
Okay.
He was just breaking balls.
Aaron
Yeah,
Rodgers is awesome.
He's like the nicest, coolest guy in the world.
Totally, definitely breaking balls. The hypothetical or the spin off of that, if you could be a fly on the wall in any type of preseason or season or locker room, because you know how you go out to bars, I say it all the time, like we give the vibe off obviously here and different stuff. Friends groups are ruthless to each other. Like some of your best friends say the meanest and foulest things
in the Northeast. We'll say
to you. Yeah, mostly in the
Northeast thing, I
Northeast.
guess.
Yeah, I would say.
I think other people.
I think other people are nicer, but
I think
there are
dominant in the Northeast.
group chats. I feel like you can break chops. And Colin, you would know. You went to Alabama. Like, were kids from that area like ruthless like that, like breaking balls like we do?
What was the question? Sorry.
Like your group chats, are your best friends the most evil to you in terms of what they say?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just anywhere, though. Not even a
because
Bama
Northeast we knew for sure.
Yeah.
but-
No,
all right.
I don't really think it is. Sometimes people are just like normally nice to each other. I've been in friend groups where it's like,
Must be a nice world.
and it honestly felt weird, and I was like, but mine are fucking ruthless.
Yeah, they're ruthless, but they get away with that from knowing.
If you're nice to me in my friend group, I know you don't like me.
Right, fair enough. Exactly.
That's why I
So,
would say we're not. If you can't be mean to me, we're not that close.
exactly.
Yes.
We're like we're like good acquaintances.
Right. That's how I know Dave loves me.
I want to say in my friend group, we've gotten to war over like stupid stuff. Like we've wanted to kill each other over Madden games, over like anything, like stuff we say. Like it sounds serious, then we just joke it off just because we're guys.
Yeah, they get the most.
Dudes being
Your guys,
dudes.
but Meek, you probably accidentally, what's the word? Expunged like one of your friends from a different country, just from like going deep in their files and talking shit and looking up their permanent record.
We've made some photoshops that won't see the light of day. Let's say that.
Phil, I can't even know what Phil's.
Yeah, I
phone
don't
is.
even know.
Exactly.
If you touch it, you go to jail.
Phil's camera roll has got to be crazy.
Wild.
Phil's probably in a group chat with 10 people, and all 10 are Phil.
It's funny. My friend told the story like that. He was looking for in a group chat. He was looking for the scene from Pulp Fiction, breaking chops in a group chat, and like was Googling, and the girl next to him like had a problem or something, and then asked to use the phone or something, and it's the image search of the fucking guy with a gag in his mouth from Pulp Fiction, and he's got to hand it over, and he's like, so yeah, you get caught up like that. But anyway, if you could be a fly on the wall for any team, season, preseason, locker room, like meals, team dinners, you get to be like the whole experience. Which one do you think is the most entertaining in terms of, or most ruthless of who breaks balls the most, or who's the funniest, or who rips on each other the most ruthless? The NFL, the NBA, MLB, and NHL. We'll go through them. Me and Ev touched on it quickly when we were kind of coming up with the topics. I think the NBA You get a few like you get the guys like Charles Barkley back in the day, and some guys who make some quips. I think Jimmy Butler probably makes some good jokes at guys. Pat Bev, but I think other than that, they're pretty sensitive.
Not to make this a race thing, but just black people insulting is elite. Black people, black people.
My God.
NBA,
the funniest.
Yeah,
but you also have a lot of butthurt guys.
I was saying no, because being Miracle said I think NBA players are the most sensitive.
100%. They're last.
Like
They're last.
I think football and hockey would be the most most camaraderie, break balls, talk shit to each other.
Hockey, and I grew up with a bunch of hockey people. They, especially the ones who grew up playing juniors and then try to make their way into the NHL, they all have a community together from middle school on to the pros, and all they do is just talk shit. That's it. They just chirp. Every single one has a personality of Whitney.
I think it's
every single one.
I think it's great. A 2-horse race, NHL and NFL. We'll go through MLB too. There's some funny stuff like back in the 80s when they would do the hot foot on guys and the different pranks, and you're in a locker room a long time playing cards. I'm sure there's some good stories and stuff like that, but I think MLB is probably down the list as well. I think you can get some good action in there.
I weirdly think that they are more quietly messing with each other, because baseball's such a long season and boring. I feel like they're always traveling, always with each other, 6 games a week usually, maybe 7. It's only you guys. I've heard there's always one prank guy in the Brett Gardner was always the guy in the Yankees one. I don't know. Theirs is I think they keep it more in house too. I think hockey though is one.
I don't know. All right, so we'll go through hockey. Obviously, any personality I've really encountered in the few NHL guys, the story was 20 years ago, the whole NHL was reading this website.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was passed through so they were the most down to earth guys. They also probably made the least. Well, it's fact they made the least. So they're still in connection with reality. Not going to really big time anybody, but guys like Yandel, Whitney, Biz, they're all hysterical, regular guys. Kevin Hayes, very, very funny, down to earth guys. And I feel like the stories that they tell, and you saw the video from Kevin Hayes' wedding with Sammy Adams at the wedding. Who do you think has the most fun on the road? These hockey guys are hysterical.
They're the most bro-y bros.
Yes.
And you also did touch on it.
Not to make it go on Zaz's point, a lot of white guys.
Yeah.
Just bro-y bros.
But you also made a point of them being the least paid. Hockey guys could walk around anywhere. Not many people are stopping hockey people, so they can do
shit out on the street.
If Aaron Judge is going out, people are going. They're just not as famous.
Well, I meant more so in the locker room of breaking the balls and different. Well,
I was going to go off.
I think there's also probably a lot of dropping the trout in the locker room in hockey as well. I feel like they're the most likely.
Yeah, white guy should
let it fly. Yeah, it's
100%.
White guy, we like to do sus shit when no one's watching.
Yeah,
dropping the trout.
Just saying, puppetry.
That DJ's thing.
Trout was a wild.
You never heard dropping trout?
No. I like it.
Google it. I'm pretty sure it's real.
No, believe me. I don't want to Google it. I'm good.
Going to specific position groups though.
Drop the trout, smack that bass.
Yep.
Position groups though, linemen.
Oh, for sure.
They're ball breakers and no egos. No lineman is because if you're in it, no lineman plays for shine. You play because you love the game. No offensive lineman's getting.
Their linemen are legit.
Even if they get in the NFL, they do get paid very well.
Yeah.
Tackles get paid the most besides quarterbacks, but still
they're family.
There's no ego.
They really are.
Well, they're a big unit. They're the biggest unit.
I think NFL has some divas now, and they've got away from being able to really, really let it fly on everybody, and the coming of age type thing. I think if you come in as a star quarterback. Yeah, you carry a few bags, but I don't think they rip on you like they used to. I remember watching the old Hard Knocks, truthfully, with the Ravens. Saragusa was just running shit. He's killing Todd Heap, and that famous, the video too, where it's yes, Shannon Sharp and Ray Lewis are stars on this team, but they're just as much going to catch it in the impressions as everybody else. So that stuff was really, really funny. And I'd say too, I played at a very low level of Division III. But my favorite thing during camp was as a freshman, you were dying. You were barely making it, no fun at all. And then you start to get to junior year, and you know the run of it, and you know all the mind tricks. When you have lunch when you have that hour off in between, and you guys are sitting in the cafeteria, and everybody's just breaking chops, ex-girlfriend, like everything's on the table. Ex-girlfriends who fell at practice, this, that, and you're watching the younger kids kind of look at you like, man, it must be easier for these guys. Imagine that in the NFL. You know, like that ball breaking and that stuff at meals is top tier, I feel like.
That's what
in the NFL
happened yesterday when C.J. Mosley stood up during the rookies show and tell, which was so
The
bad.
worst I've ever seen.
So the first people who came out, I think it was the wide receivers.
So they had a big. I think it was just rookies.
No, it was a wide receiver. They did different.
But there was like 10 of them though.
Yeah, there's a ton.
I think there's
right
more
now.
than that. There can't be 10 rookie wide receivers.
It was
I think there were some
skills. Maybe it was.
Yeah, I think it was skill. It was like skill.
Then the lineman came
back.
out.
Yeah,
Tight end.
So what they did first. You ever seen Stomp the Yard?
Yeah.
They did the scene from when
Pieces.
the main character, like the black and orange frat.
Yeah.
They basically did an exact replica, like the Showtime, like all that, and it was horrific.
It was awful.
Like they were crumbling up paper and throwing it at him.
And then the tight ends came
And then
out.
tight end linemen did like a game where they ask a question and you have to put an app on your phone.
It was like
and you
fucking,
guess who. You could do it at say an office.
What do we used to
play?
Quiplash. It was literally like that.
Yeah, you'd say like what person fits like. He put up a picture of Air Force Ones. It was like black Air Force Ones. Like who does this remind you of the most? And there was one guy that came up the most, but it was just so
That's
stupid.
a skit?
CJ Mosley at the end, he stood up and said, "That was trash. You're all doing it over again next week." It was horrible.
Really?
And the whole place erupted. They were like, "Yeah, it was horrific."
Yeah, that's bad.
Even last year, like Aiden Hutchinson, like he did the Billie Jean, like it's funny, like
Right.
Sing a song, like do a little dance, like
It's
roast
much as
people.
embarrass yourself a little
as
bit.
tough
like
as
that.
it is. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably the worst person to be saying this, but yeah, like you lean into it, it shows you can take it a little bit,
Oh,
and you're one of
yeah.
us. Like, so that's how it goes with. That's what we were always looking for.
What was the
with
video
younger
of
guys.
Will Compton? Will Compton
Yes.
imitate Vrabel?
Yeah, no, somebody
He did that.
Oh, they had a video. Coach from Colorado. One of the dudes came up and did one of the assistant coaches. He put in a fake clip. It was did one of his famous things. That's always plays. If you can replicate a coach good, it's so funny.
Yeah, and there's always those guys too that can do the impressions anywhere. You know, that are very, very funny.
I remember
And
when
it just
I,
plays to a room, and
I
you're
was-
and they pick up on little things, the pause, the scratching of the ear, and it's oh my god, he nailed it, you know. So and the Shannon Sharp one is, to me, it's still hysterical. It's top tier from the Ravens.
when I was in high school, we used to do that. We would go away summer camp. Actually, Smitty, we used to go to Susquehanna and do for a summer 7 and 7, 11 on 11. And we would each grade would have to do a skit. I remember ours, we always just made fun of coaches, other captain,
and the coaches laugh
coaches, other older guys in the team, captains, star players.
It's it peels the curtain back a little bit of hey, I'm gonna ride you to the ground, but I love you, and you can joke around and at least make it. So
I would say last quick point in Hard Knocks, the funniest thing was Quinnen Williams just running to Aaron Rodgers like a proud son, being he goes 10 sacks. He goes, I had 10 sacks. He's 10. He goes 10. He goes 10. It was because they were scrimmaging with Carolina.
Yeah.
And then funny, he tells him in the next play he gets another one. Rodgers he goes 11.
Yeah.
11. And I will say he was dominating. They could not block him.
No.
Two guys could not. Quinnen Williams is a problem.
Yeah, the defense is gonna be good.
Could not block him.
To end it all quick, they did show the offensive linemen got bullied, they were
First day,
struggling.
yeah.
Then it helped them the second game. Aaron Rodgers is the coolest guy, and they are making the Jets look very likable. And I didn't need to see McDonald or whatever get his nose pierced. I didn't care. Well, that was just
There's always some weird ones that.
It was the rookie first round pick. Although
he's dirty.
He was in the preseason game. He was a monster.
The guy on the I think it was the Panthers.
Yeah,
was
their left tackle was he was where'd you go to college? He tells me, he's a guy I would say you're going to be good. He's really good.
I love that.
He was so fast.
They couldn't coming on the edge. He just has a motor and he's fast
love
as hell. But yeah, he went to a piercing place, got 3 piercings in one sitting. Yeah, got his eyebrow, his nose.
Can't do that. Dan in Massachusetts, hockey players' best insults. What do you got, Dan? Dan, you there? No? All right, we'll try him again. Gerard in New York. You want to talk about the ACC quick? Gerard? I think I screwed him up. Hold on. We'll know if this guy's here.
Gerard, you there?
Oh, Mark in Philly. Mark, what do you got? No? All right, I think I fucked them all up.
I don't think our call system's
Yeah,
working.
you can hear him. It is what it is. All right, another one. Little League World Series starts in like 40 minutes. Hypothetically, right now, what would you hit in the Little League World Series, and what would your pitching stat line be? I still feel like I'd get dinged up a little bit. I feel like I'd give up a hit. I feel like I'd give up maybe a dinger.
A hit.
All right, buddy. Probably give up a hit.
I'm raising my hand and saying I'd get shelled.
Yeah.
I
don't think I'm shutting them down.
I don't think I'm shelled.
I
don't think I'm shutting them down.
I never could throw hard.
I also might walk a lot of guys because I'm looking to hit like 90. But
my arm
also, you don't realize the distance is very, very close. They're throwing 70. It looks like 90. So it's catching up.
42?
46.
Yeah.
46?
Yeah. What are you hitting though? You hitting 600?
No, I think
700?
you're going nuts. I don't think any of us are hitting that high. You're
Really?
Yeah.
they're throwing. It's the equivalent of they're throwing like 95 miles an hour.
Yeah.
These are the best 12-year-olds in America.
You're
or in the world.
You're still a grown man.
I'd hit 450.
Yeah, Marty's hitting 800 if he's hitting 100.
But honestly, I'll just say,
Still a grown man.
Well, speaking for myself, obviously, I put on a lot of weight since then. I probably would hit better then than I would now.
They got
to be
2
honest.
pitches.
Yeah.
I would smoke these fucking little kids.
When
When I was like 12, I would have hit better probably.
Ev, I love you. But if you put one into the left field, are they doing the scumbag thing where they throw you out at first?
Yeah.
I will say I'm
100%.
very proud. Never happened to me. It's been attempted on me 3 times. I beat it out every time.
I love that. That's
I threw a kid out.
When I was like in All-Stars when I was a kid that I played football in like 9th grade, he was in center field. He tried to throw me out from center just to be an asshole.
Now, all right, so then that sparks another one. When that happens, and I've seen it happen in firehouse leagues, local leagues, Sunday league, beer league, Friday night league, whatever, right? Beer league, softball, let's say. The guy who does that and throws the guy out at first, is that fair or foul? I say it's fair. You're still competing.
I did a fat guy facts on how it's foul. If you get the ball goes in the outfield, you shouldn't be allowed to throw.
Bro, you got to move a little bit, man.
Let me jog. Let me just do a little round first base because now the asshole throws it out from center field. Now I've got to like dig out this single. Like I got to gotta go with the foul.
The worst
territory.
part is that I
can't round first.
I have thrown out someone from left when I played baseball. From left.
At first base.
Yep. I
did get hurt?
One time. No, it was just a kid. It was a fatter man, but like this was jogging and I fucking threw him out and they were very mad.
He must have hit it
worst
hard
I
as
felt.
fuck.
Yeah, it was like a line.
Was it like a rope?
It was
like
a line drive,
rope
one
maybe.
bouncer. It was turf too, so the turf right to you.
Oh god, that's.
And then the worst
would've fought
one
you.
I felt bad for, and I don't know what I was just freshly out of college. Like I was like playing older men like softball league, and some fucking fat guy hit a line drive just like that to me. And I smoked him out at first, and the whole team almost tried to fight us.
Good.
And I agreed. I was like, softball, you shouldn't be throwing out the old guy.
You're still competing.
let him get a single. He earned his single.
Yeah, softball is way different. When I played the softball, like there was this 60-year-old dad just out there with his kids, and he would just like mosey on the first.
All right, what about does it change?
And he would get thrown out, and people would get pissed.
Does it change the fact if you're playing for first place or if it's a playoff and championship game? Then do you change your answers?
Have some decorum. Have some code.
They're working, Czar?
I as much as it's obviously legal, I just can't stand for it.
Nah, come on.
Morally.
It's the book that you don't talk about. It's like
I don't know.
Unwritten rules.
My uncle liked to do, it wouldn't be slow guys going to first. They'd be comfortably there. But if it was a slow roller out to left, you know how you turn first? They would still throw to first and catch you on you turn like casually and you're just kind of there a couple of steps. They'd hear the pop.
I like that.
They'd hear the pop behind
that's your
them.
own fault.
That's what we call gamesmanship.
I like that.
Yeah.
I will say I did a kid on my team when I was on JV, like a skinny kid on my team got thrown out from right. That's embarrassing.
That's tough.
Like a
That
kid
just
that's
means
like
he's
a
not a
normal-
hustler. Yeah.
Like he just hit a line drive like one hopper to right field and just got gunned out. He just
like-
didn't dig it out.
If you fake tag too, you're an asshole. Could like make someone slide for no reason.
That's how you get hurt. I hate that.
Yeah, I don't
shit.
like
Yeah.
that.
There's a few things.
You fake tag to incite a throw.
I don't know. Dan in
You
Massachusetts.
absolutely do.
Hockey player insults. What do you got?
What's up, Divya Mushes? I would say hockey player.
I know that guy. He kicks up to the skip, but it's a fake call.
What?
I can tell you for a fact. There's already been a clip circulating. He calls in the Kirk show.
Oh, you guys are talking about fake tag, like tag him out. I was talking fake tag, like tag from third.
But I don't know. You know what?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what? I don't know if Kirk. So go ahead, Dan. Go ahead. Play it out.
I would say it'd be more like being at the Cullinane house, Big Jack and Kathy's house for dinner, being at a hockey table. What do you think?
Yeah, that's fair. All right, that was good. All right, good job, Dan.
You truly do know too much.
I do. I'm in the
That's
world.
good. No, I'm glad we have you on our side because you.
It wasn't negative. They're going to play it on Kirk's show, so I don't want to take that away from Kirk. So, it is what it is.
I don't know. You think I would do good on Kirk's show?
You do okay.
I texted him.
Gerard,
a little bit of a rapport
from New York, ACC football. What do you got?
Hey, what's up, fellas? Happy Win Total Wednesday. I'd like to take it to the ACC. I gave you this one last year. We cashed in October. We also cashed in 2021. We're looking to make it 3 years in a row. Give me Syracuse football, over 6.5 at plus money. I think it's 120, 130. At this point, you can also get it at a flat 6 for almost even money. But get the plus signs in there. Get 6.5. Yeah, I think this team is actually pretty good. You got a senior quarterback, Garrett Schrader, probably top 5 in the conference. A defense that's averaged top 3 in the conference over the past 3 years. Aronde Gatson, an All-American. Yeah, this team is pretty damn good. And let me give you one more thing. I know power ratings aren't the end-all, be-all, but if you go to ESPN, FBI right now, what if I told you that Syracuse will be favored over every single team they play except for the top 3, Clemson, Florida State, North Carolina? Thanks, guys. I'll hang up and listen.
So that's important to also figure out, though, how big of a favorite. Like, are you a touchdown favorite or, you're laying 2 or 3 because that could flip.
Oh, it's fair.
Right? So, like, that I get his point, and I'll say it, too, in a bunch of things with my picks as well. Like, they're going to be favored in 10 games. But some of those are 4. Some of those are 4. Some of those are 3. Like, that could move real quick. Same thing with an injury, obviously. But, like, you want to look to say a team is a double-digit favorite. If a win total is 7.5, they're a double-digit favorite in 5. No, I'm saying
gotcha.
They're a double-digit favorite in 5 games. Or there you go. All right, 6.5. They're a double-digit favorite in 4 games. 5 games. Now it's like, come on. They're not, I pretty much have 5 baked in here, and I got the rest to play with. That's the way I kind of look at it.
Even going, he was saying, I think they could, I need to refresh which.
It's still Babers, right? Running the show?
Yeah, that's the
I like him.
Good defense. Like you said, the receiver, Gradson's very good. Schrader's back again after he transferred. Mississippi State guy.
Bottom of that ACC, too. Like,
I think the middle of the bottom.
Yeah,
I truly believe besides the top 2, the rest is very,
that's why I think Louisville can steal that division for sure.
Honestly, because even he said that
conference, I should say.
They'd be technically dogs North Carolina. I think they could beat North Carolina.
If North Carolina plays no defense. And
I gave out their
yeah.
I'm someone who believes I don't think North Carolina's going to be that good. They just have a very good quarterback.
Yeah, and they had it with Howell, yeah.
The defense is horrible. They lost a lot of weapons on offense. I think the offense is going to still be good because I think Drake May's that good, but I don't think the rest of the team just is very down. I wouldn't be shocked if they went like 7-5, 6-6.
I get it.
And 8-5 is still a winner on the win total, or 8-4.
Yeah, for sure. Mark and Philly, what do you got? NFL.
What's up, fellas? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I called in 2 NFL and 2 college so far. I'm going to go back to the NFL. The over's one that I can't believe I'm giving out. I'm an Eagles fan, and I absolutely despise the Giants. But the fact that you can get them at plus money at over 7.5 is lunacy. Daboll's a genius. They added Waller and a whole gang of receivers. I loved their draft with Banks, Schmidt, and Hyatt. I don't know why people are talking about the Giants like they have no playoff chance and the Cowboys like they're a Super Bowl contender. As an Eagles fan, I look at them the exact same way. And then my under is the Rams at 6.5 at plus money. People think, they'll just bounce back with Stafford. That roster is atrocious. No shot they win 7 games. They lost Ramsey. Stafford has legit injury issues. Kupp's already banged up. They're a bottom 2 roster in the NFL. They've got no depth.
6.5 is still the Rams? What was the Falcons, did you say?
Well, no, it's the Cardinals have the lowest.
But what was the Falcons?
Falcons were 7.5.
Smitty said that. The Falcons are 7.5. The Rams are only 6.5?
Well, the Rams, they're in a tough because like if this is a big if, and he has chronic elbow problems, so it's a huge issue, obviously. But if Stafford can just like stay healthy, I mean, they're going to be at least compete because he's good.
Yeah, they'll be a 500 team.
If he's healthy, they're competing.
Think so?
I think it's a huge if. Huge if. Yeah. He's coming off a leg injury. Like you said, he has chronic elbow problems in his throwing arm. Quarterback, no major issue. I mean, it's just they have big problems. And when he said no depth, the offensive line isn't very good. They have problems, but they obviously still have some. Like they still have some. It's funny because They have two of probably the best 10 players in the NFL with Cooper Kupp and Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
But other than that,
It's a tough. I mean, Arizona crapped out. San Fran is
very good.
We still say very difficult, even though we don't know really what's going on with quarterback.
But we've seen
get bad breaks.
Even without the quarterback,
Right.
they're still a top 2-3 team.
And I think Seattle's pesky as well.
They're solid, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you're gonna have the 2 wins against Arizona most likely, and then we got to figure out they're out of conference. But yeah, I thought the Rams were gonna be in the running for the number 1 pick. The way people were
they could be if things go south.
If it really goes bad, right?
If Stafford gets hurt, they definitely will be in the running for sure.
All right, we got a few more lined up, but let's get into our win total Wednesday. Smitty, what do you got?
Yeah, I got 2. Mark and Philly got my 1. The Giants over. I
Okay.
completely agree with them. There's no reason why this team should regress if healthy. If anything, they should be better. So over 500 again. Yeah, for sure. And I got the Packers, who are 7.5 under plus money right now, plus 100. Look, they won 8 and 9 last year with Aaron Rodgers. I don't think they did a lot to improve the roster. You got Jordan Love, who they might be a good quarterback, might not. But to say they're not going to regress without Rodgers going to Love with that roster, I'm taking my chances. It's one of those, hey, you hit 8 wins, good for you, Jordan Love, good for you. But I really believe under 7.5 is the play.
That also seems like such a division where almost everybody, I would imagine. I wish there was a prop where I could bet that entire division to go 500 against each other. Does that make sense? Yeah, Vikings, Packers, Bears, Lions. What are we talking about? They're all good. You know how that works.
Yeah.
In that division. Now, it's unlikely that happens, but maybe it's a game ahead, or one team goes. But they're all going to pretty much go 500 against each other. I think that's flipping a coin there. I guess I see your point with that. Marty,
yeah, I'm kind of running the same way. I think the Bears are going to drastically improve. The Lions are going to be tougher. Vikings are going to be the same. I just think the Packers, I don't see them being as good as last year, and they were 8 and 9 last year. So under plus money.
Marty, what do you got?
I don't know if anyone else said it yet, but I am going even money over 7.5 Maryland. I think I have 8. I have 8 wins for them. I have first game is Towson, Charlotte.
2 wins.
At home against Virginia. Michigan State's gonna be awful.
Virginia's gonna be awful.
And Virginia, but Michigan State's gonna be awful. That's 4. I think they beat Indiana.
Probably
lose to Ohio State. I think they can beat Illinois.
Toss up.
That's a toss-up, but Northwestern going to be in shambles now?
Yeah, they should.
So that's another win.
Bottom of the Big Ten.
Say lose to Penn State. I'll even say they lose to Nebraska is not that's a toss-up.
Just for this, give it to it. Yeah, okay.
Give it to lose to Michigan and then beat Rutgers.
How many you got?
7. I have 8.
They got to 8 and 4.
Okay.
They basically have,
they have
2 guaranteed losses, pretty much.
I thought 3. They have Michigan, you said?
You said Michigan, so 3.
Yeah, Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State are
three.
I mean, listen, they do have Penn State at home. There's a chance, but for this, what we're doing, a loss.
Yeah, so that's where it gets hairy. Is you have
a
little wiggle room, but
I'm knocking on wood because they've given us hell the last few years. They haven't beat us, but they've given us fucking hell.
I thought in a couple years ago, you guys smashed them though.
But I'm saying last year they gave us a tough game. They took it.
Wasn't there an overtime game?
Dwayne Haskins, they took us to OT because our defense couldn't. We scored 1 billion points. Defense couldn't stop them.
Yep.
Just at Ohio State.
I'm not going to wood for that.
Well, if at Ohio State, if it was home at Maryland, maybe. But I just think that they're a better team. They've been getting a little better each year. Where Maryland back to football, I think I love what's his first name? Talia. And I feel like he didn't that come out that he turned down a bunch of money to go somewhere?
Yeah, he could have went bigger.
Could have went. He's been loyal to Maryland. I think there's something there. And 8 wins isn't crazy.
But here's the problem with Maryland having bet on these. Remember the Temple game when everybody was like, "It's a trap. It's a trap. Why are you laying with Maryland?"
Yeah.
And Maryland just loses these games that they're not supposed to. Or when it starts to click and they get a couple of top 25 votes, they fall right on their face.
They do. No, that's true.
So that's where I worry about it a little bit more.
The Iowa game a few years ago, they came in they were 4-0. Iowa was 4-0. They went to Iowa. They were 1-point favorites. Granted, the receiver got hurt early, but they got smashed.
Yep.
Absolutely smashed. And I remember even Maryland guys, I bet it, and people. It was kind of it was the sharp play. And I had Maryland guys in my DMs and mentions being like, yo, this is where we fall on our
Not
face
it,
every
right?
time.
Yep.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I feel like
And they got
somebody gave out
fucking
Maryland
murdered.
because we had that conversation about Iowa here. I felt like.
Someone might have made
Or maybe it's just Groundhog Day. We all think it's. Or you know what? I thought a caller probably called in about
that. Might have been what it was, man.
And it's him. It's Sean. I feel like it's Sean again with Maryland. But either way, so that's where it goes.
What's a shirt Marty about lacrosse?
Oh, this guy?
I like that guy.
I'm not taking that guy. I'm not taking that guy.
There's not enough people to play lacrosse with, so I can't do it.
Ev, what do you got in terms of win total?
I got 3 words for you, fellas. Rock, chalk, Jayhawk. Kansas, over 6.5 wins. This is why, Rico. The most production coming back in offense in the country. 10 starters, every skill position player back. Jalen Daniels, second in the Big 12. Best QBR in the country when he's healthy. When he was there, they're on fire. Offense is clicking like I think almost 450 yards of offense. Average like 36 points a game. Leipold year 3. The offense is going to be electric. If he stays healthy, they're going to be able to score with anybody. Big bowl game last year beat Arkansas. This is the first year they have real expectations. Last year, I think their win total was like a few games. They smashed it.
Hosted game day.
few
Took a
weeks.
national runner-up to a game they probably should have won. That was the game Daniels got hurt.
This offense is electric. Absolutely electric. And they brought in a 5-star offensive lineman from Wisconsin transfer. And another kid from Cal who I was digging deep in like the message boards for Kansas that he might take a starter's job from last year. This kid from Cal, I think it's Lovell or something his name is, very good player. The defense actually brings, even though the defense that's the Achilles heel, was not very good last year. They bring back a lot, like 7 starters between the linebackers and defensive backs. Bring in like an LSU kid for defensive back. On the defensive line's the problem. They bring 2 talented kids back on the defensive line. But they brought in a ton of transfers to the D-line, try to share it up. I think they're doing good things there.
You want depth on defensive.
They got a bunch.
You want to be able to
bunch
almost
of,
go
like 3,
2
4
units the way guys
like
are.
4 transfers they brought in there, like real guys. The schedule's difficult, but I really think there's 7 wins there. It's plus money. It's plus like 110. I'm a big believer in Leipold. I think this guy's one of the best coaches in the country. What he was able to do from year 1 to year 2 in Kansas. There's a team that was in the gutter.
Oh, it's my
losing
favorite
games
thing to do is
like,
fade them.
Losing games to like South Dakota. And year 1 they beat Texas. Year 2 they win 6 games, go to a bowl game for the first time in almost a decade, maybe more.
Hosted game day. Beat
Arkansas in a bowl game. I think he's the real deal. I think Jalen Daniels is the real deal. I'm not going to say like dark horse Heisman candidate because I don't think he's going to win it. But I think he is one of the best quarterbacks in the country, truly. They're going to have one of the best offenses in the country. I think this team can win 7 games. I'll even say just because the Big 12 is so mediocre, I think they are a dark horse. I still think the teams like obviously Texas is more talented. Like Kansas State's still probably a better team. Even we'll see Oklahoma, I imagine, can't be worse than they were last year. Dylan Gabriel's still a very good quarterback. They're going to have a good offense still. But I think this Kansas team can be very, very good. I think they can win 7-8 games like Seal. I'm a believer in Kansas.
Now here's the
Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
What is it?
Over 6.5.
6.5. So here's the $1 million question: do I abstain? Is this the year I abstain from one of my favorite things in the world, Kansas State against Kansas? I should probably sit back because I totally get it, and I think you don't want to be there with egg on your face, having cashed it for so many years in a row, and you could start to see the trajectories of the programs. Kansas State, don't get me wrong, is a top tier. They just won the Big 12 last year, unbelievable. But Kansas is not the rollover they were in 2011 when they were losing by 50, and 2013 and even 2018 when they were losing by 50. And I was, I'm laying 25 and I'm not even sweating it.
Now, this is a good football team.
I know, yeah. I think this could be a close
one of the better
game.
offenses in the country.
But,
Jalen Daniels is a fucking stud.
And it'll be interesting, though, because if Leipold can beat Kansas State, he's a god.
He already.
Was that history?
He's done, he already is almost there. But I agree.
No, I mean, they just won the conference. You can't say he's beating them. I'm saying straight up head to head.
I'm saying Leipold just getting them from the gutter to
without a doubt. But if he beats the in-state rival, a history that if you pull up that Kansas State versus Kansas in the last 30 years, I think Kansas has won 8, maybe. I'm 6.
Yeah, I mean,
it's insane. They're like 10 of the last 12. They just smash them, and the score differential is insane. So he can do that. He's a god. I think it's gonna be a close game for sure. And especially, I think last year was at K-State. So I'm thinking it's going to be at Kansas.
They also Jalen Daniels, I believe, was hurt.
He didn't play. No, he didn't play.
They had the kid Bean, who actually the backup Bean, that kid was actually
he gave us a sweat.
It's pretty good, but Jalen Daniels is pretty much when he started. They pretty much won almost every game when he was healthy.
Kansas is coming around, man. Kansas is definitely coming around. You can put the number up too, Phil. Load them up if they want on the back end. I've been playing high overs all summer, over 8.5. I think teams are. I'm telling you, they're a sleeper to win the conference at 10-1. I think they can win the playoff, which I really do think Wisconsin can do that. I'm going to go with a low number here, and I'm going to go under. Arizona under 4.5. Plus 142 is what the number is currently listed at. So they got Delora quarterback, who I know you love. They made a big jump last year, 1 win to 5. They won 3 games last year by 1 score, though. So I think it kind of catches back up to them a little bit. Got a great run attack. Got 4 different guys who can run the ball. 3, but they have just 3 back on defense, and they were 125th last year. The real thing, I say it all the time, too, it comes down to the schedule. They've got 6 no-question losses, in my opinion. Mississippi State, Washington, at USC, Oregon State, UCLA, Utah.
Probably, yeah.
They got 2 wins guaranteed in Northern Arizona and UTEP. The 4 swing games go Stanford, Wazoo, Colorado, Arizona State. I believe all 4 are on the road. I could be wrong. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, because that adds up. So, yeah, they have 6 on the road. All 4 on the road. So now you're telling me you got to win 3 of your swing games and all of them are on the road? You got to win 3 out of your 4 swing games, all of them on the road?
Yeah, just granted they don't steal a big one, but I
get it. I think he can make a jump, and I like the kid, and they're pesky, and I think they'll cover a lot of these games if you're getting a big number.
Pesky was the right word.
If they're playing USC at USC and it's like 40 or a 35-point spread and they get no respect, I think Deloria can stay in a game and especially cover late or keep it gross. And I probably see myself playing Arizona plus numbers. 5 again off a bunch of 1-score wins. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm going to go under 4.5 at plus money.
No, I like the plus money. I don't hate. No, the logic's there because the Pac-12 should be pretty good. Ironic. It's so funny that they're collapsing because they should be.
It's so much fun. I don't know.
This is probably the best the conference has been strength-wise in a while.
Yeah, I mean Oregon State's for real. Washington, Oregon, Utah.
They have 6 solid.
As long as
teams.
nobody falls on their face, and you got fun characters in Cam Ward out at Washington State. Deloria at Arizona, it's a fun conference.
You got Bo Nix, Michael Penix.
Yeah, well, they're all still true championship Williams, contenders. Yeah, it's tough.
Rising.
I don't know. The
kid Dante Moore from UCLA, the young quarterback. So there's a lot of hype around him.
Somebody should check in on Bill Walton because that man loves the Pac-12. You can't have this guy not have the conference of champion.
I wish I could like him more. I like him as a guy. I like him as a person. He just on the call from college basketball.
It's when he became aware of stuff that it
becomes too he just is too. I'm like, come on, man.
It was better when it wasn't really getting publicized and you were just getting funny.
You got to get the little tidbits every now and now. It's the whole fucking. He talks Grateful Dead the entire game.
Yeah. Joe in Indiana, you got to talk the Big Ten. What do you got?
Yeah, I just want to get your guys' thoughts on Purdue's win total. It's sitting at 5.5 right now, plus 145. Got a new coach in with Walters, big defensive-minded guy, one of the best defensive coaches or coordinators last year at Illinois. Bringing in a air raid offense-minded offensive coordinator. Really think that their schedule lays out at least 6, maybe 7 wins. Got some tough ones in the middle, but I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on what that looks like. They even open up with Fresno at home. They're 5.5-point favorite. Just want to see what you guys think about 5.5 beating that for the season.
Yeah, I'll let Ev take that. I don't know Purdue well enough to they haven't crossed my path in terms of knowing them in and out. So I'll give you more of the leeway with the Big Ten. I do like where they're at, and an air raid always seems like if you can get it clicking, there's that one game out of nowhere where it explodes and they beat somebody they're not supposed to. So I do like that.
He laid it out very well. They're one of the teams that probably the most question marks. Like you said, obviously Brom leaves, Aiden O'Connell, very good quarterback, leaves. They lost some offensive talent. They bring in the new defensive-minded coach. The things went from a quarterback guy to a defensive coach. They're honestly one of the more wild card teams. I wish I had more of they're a team I wouldn't bet their win total. I'd stay away from it because I think there's so much new going on there. First year, this new regime. They're a tough team. They're a tough team for me to gauge right now. that line, the week 1 is scary.
Oh yeah,
Fresno coming only.
Oh yeah,
only catching 5.5.
Well, our guy's gone.
Very scary. Yeah,
Hayner's
gone.
but
they still should be.
Where did he end up? Did he get drafted?
He's on the Saints. He's going to be third string because Jameis. They got Derek Carr. They got Jameis.
Yeah.
So he's probably going to be third string, like practice squad. Maybe they'll have a third quarterback active.
I'd love to see him work his way in.
I love Jake Hayner. You're my guy, Jake.
He's the best. I said he was a Heisman candidate.
He's the best. But yeah, they're one of those teams. Like I wish I had more like more to give them. I just think there's so many question marks that it's a win total I just would like not touch.
Okay. Here we go. Sean in Maryland. What do you got? I love how it says CFB. Like.
So no, I'm not here to chirp Marty today. I'm actually here because you guys kind of alluded to it earlier, but I think that Northwestern being under 2.5 plus money is definitely a fun look to sprinkle at. As much as it sucks that they only win 2 games. You start the year at Rutgers, you get a UTEP team that pushed a top 25 UTSA to a 3-point loss at the end of the last season. The only win on here that looks guaranteed is Howard. And just so you guys know, like I was the guy who called in about the Maryland thing. I would genuinely advise taking the under on what they are going to do this year. Just as like
doesn't
a
work out,
fan,
right?
I've seen it happen too much.
Yeah, it just doesn't work out for you guys.
It's the Iowa game a couple of years ago that everybody got hyped up for it, and then they got absolutely blasted. So it's not something I would suggest taking. I took it because I'm a fan. I took the over. But I'm not expecting it to cash.
Okay. So I saw this because I just got the text from Mangold, who said the same thing. The Kelsey brothers on their podcast said, who talks the most shit in locker rooms? They said DBs in the NFL.
That makes sense.
It was a TikTok of them as well. So Mangold, I just told Mangold call in. I would imagine he had a great
black dudes, DBs.
Shots fired, Jason Sehorn.
Yeah, Jay, show some respect. You're talking to a white corner, bro. Now, we played a lot of zone, but, you know.
So every time I think of that, I think the Shane Gillis, but he's like, yeah, they got 2 white corners still sitting in the Bronx Zoo. They just keep them there just so they don't go extinct.
Wait, what? Give me that again.
He has this bit about it was like Alabama football and how like they. Like before they integrated, like USC came and like they beat the shit out of them with a bunch of like a hopeful black team, and they're like, all right, we gotta start having like black players. He's like, you believe that? He goes, back in the day there was white corners, it's like white cornerbacks. He's like they still got a couple of them in the zoo just for like research purposes,
like in a museum.
Yeah, exactly. It was so funny.
Oh my god.
Actually, no, there's a white corner this year that got drafted. He's actually very good from Iowa. He ran like a 4.2 or 4.3. He's crazy fast. So there's
if McCaffrey wanted to, he could play corner.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Or Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. But it's true. It's really crazy how there's just not many, man.
And it's not like it's a high paid position too. It's honestly, if I would go hand in with the D-backs with receivers, obviously too.
Yeah, but I think in the TikTok I watched, they were just like they're talking a lot of shit. And they also said, I'm sorry, the Kelsey brothers said, what do you think is the hardest position in the NFL? He said DBs as well. He said, you could put quarterback out there, but man, you got a guy just one-on-one with you. He makes a shake, you're done. The whole world sees it. DBs is tough.
I mean, being a DB is just so out of my mind. I remember even like just being a lineman. I'm just obviously grew up just slow. I couldn't fathom being on an island with a guy. I just have to run with him.
Think about it.
It's like my worst nightmare.
Offensive line, every position has one. Like there's one goal. Defensive line, you just have to go sack the quarterback. It's not just
you play the run.
No, you play the run, but it's just one or two. DB, you have to look for if there's a run, if there's a pass. You have no idea where he's going. Like a wide receiver, you know the route. Like you're just doing what you're gonna do. DB, you are completely by yourself. If the defensive line misses a run, he's got the linebackers.
The other thing,
I would say
behind you.
I would say a cornerback's in a spot to look the most foolish.
Yeah.
Like I would say a left tackle could too. Like if you're just getting like dusted by the defensive end, you obviously look horrible. But no one when it goes bad,
it's bad.
It looks bad for corners when guys just streaking down the field 5 yards past them.
And I think the higher and higher you get, the less you play the man, if that makes sense. You truly play the quarterback.
What do you mean?
You read
higher level, you're saying?
Higher level. They're reading off the quarterback's drop. And
you got to do both, yeah.
I could be wrong. Well, but they read the steps, and then the way we were taught in man was read it if it's a 3-step drop or a 5-step drop, then lock on your guy. So, like, I think in the NFL, and if you watch, they're kind of just watching the quarterback and trusting
I think the wide
where it's going to go. It's
in the NFL might be past you if you look at the 3-step drop.
I know, yeah. It's. I don't want to speak out of turn, but I do think they're looking a little bit of both.
So there's so many like the coverages are so much more sophisticated.
Yeah, for sure.
Rico, I mean, so many things have changed since we played high school and then D3 ball.
I'm not looking to be like I'm the encyclopedia of information, but.
No, I don't even know what they teach in high school now.
Right.
For that, like if it's not what I was taught, you were taught. Like I have no idea.
Nick in Illinois, quick question about Pick'em. What do you got?
Hey Rico, how we doing?
What's going on?
Hey, are we getting the house puppy or are we getting the dog?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. I don't know. I think it's.
Can I answer for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think you're going to be a house puppy at first, and then I think they're gonna. Then I think the dog's going to come out.
I think the dog comes out like week 3 or 4.
I've been rolling with the punches pretty much.
Well, that's that's when the house puppy. But it depends if you've been doing some good subtle jabs, which have been good too.
Right. What I'm usually good at. Yeah, I think it's better to sneak attack.
And last thing, Marty, I appreciate you keeping up with that idiot Clummer.
If you're not here, you're taking shots. I can only imagine some of the shots I was taking last week. The gambling god has an NFL question. What do you got?
Hey, I know Dukes got crapped all over this take yesterday, but what do you guys think about at the number plus 205, the Patriots sneaking in? I look at the divisions. AFC South, it's the Jags and it's nobody else, so there's no wild cards coming out of that division. I think personally that the North is the Bengals, and the Ravens could sneak in if they stay healthy, but they can never stay healthy. They get in their own way. And then you got the AFC East, our own division, that's going to be a dog fight. And then you got the West, which the Chiefs have that locked up. I think the Raiders and Broncos are going to take a step back. The Chargers are going to Chargers at the end of the year like they always do with overrated quarterback Herbert.
You got 205 to make the playoff. You got 205 to make the playoffs?
Yeah, so for 3 wild card spots, say you get the Ravens locked in that one of them. I mean, the AFC East, the Bills or Jets. I love the Jets this
and
year.
The Dolphins.
I think
you have and the Dolphins. You have the whole team. I think you're off. It's the whole AFC East. Is just do playoff picture. Obviously, the winners win their divisions, but you got the whole AFC East. You still have the South. One of those teams is going to win it. So there's 5 in the mix. I'm just talking in the mix. Out West, Chiefs definitely in. Denver in the mix. Chargers in the mix. We're at 8 here. I also think you didn't really respect the Browns and the Steelers.
That's what I was
in the sense of in the mix.
I think the North, all 4 teams.
I don't.
In the North.
I don't know. I don't think you. I know it's Patriots world and like it don't doubt Belichick, but a lot of guys in the mix. I think things got to go your way.
At minus 120, I would never recommend it to anybody. But I mean, skip lunch for a couple of days. Use that lunch money on plus 205. I mean, I think last year they were in it until the end. This year they added. I think I like White and I like Gonzalez that they drafted this year. And I'm not going to pretend that Juju and Gesicki are the next big things, but I think that offense is going to be improved, and I think they're going to be in the mix again.
Yeah, that's what we said. It's in the mix, but there are a lot of teams. It's a respect bet. I get it. It's a respect bet. You're a Patriots guy. You want respect. It makes sense. It's a good call. Like, it makes sense. The Moisty Turtle from Ohio. Quick question on parlays before we get to picks. Moisty Turtle, what do you got? What's up?
I'll try and be quick since we're good, and this is kind of off topic, but I don't know if anyone watched this. I hope Clemmer was here because it was baseball, but the Mariners were down 0-5 in the 8th inning on Monday, and they come back and tie it, or go down by 1, and then they go and on to win it in the top of the 9th, and then they lose in the bottom of the 9th. So my question is, I was gambling responsibly. They were the last leg of my parlay. I would have won like $800 if they won. I just want to know your guys' thoughts. My buddy and I were talking about it. Would you rather them lose 5-0 and not even have that hope? Or would you rather them come back and give you a little bit of hope and then still lose? Like kind of like the Patriots Falcons.
Losing a blowout.
Bet on the Patriots. Yeah.
I don't want any No, I'll let you go. That's a good call. It's a good hypothetical, but I always want to be blown out.
Yeah, I don't want
as painful as it is. I don't want that one play, the one penalty, one home run, one hit, one walk. I don't want that over my head.
I'd rather know I'm fucked than get like my soul ripped out.
Can't have it.
And you get that. There's nothing worse than get that little. Like, there's nothing worse than like losing an entire game gambling. Then you win at the very end just to get like daggered back end. It's almost like a reverse backdoor where like you didn't deserve it in the first place. Then you get there and you get like backdoored.
Or they win and they don't win by enough. You're laying 6. They win by 3. It's the
nothing worse.
I feel like
horrible.
Hold on, bang them out quick. Smitty, what do you got for picks?
We got Toronto and Phillies under 8. Nola versus Kevin Gausman on the mound. Going to be like kind of playoff vibes, and then over Kershaw K's only 5.5.
Artie, what do you got?
I'm gonna keep betting the Yankees till they just stay the worst team in the world, and have the Orioles.
Ev, what do you got?
When the Pirates, the game starts in like 10 minutes. Get on that.
I told you that last night.
Pirates money line. I did them 2 days before.
The Mets
yesterday.
suck, man.
Horrible. Giants -1. I think it's like a 3-something start. Guardians Reds over 9.5. Reds are terrible. They're killing my ticket, but they need to get going. And Syndergaard's pitching. He's just overs.
He's checked out. I got the Orioles and I got the D-backs. I watched the D-backs last night. Good game. Comeback win.
The Dolphins.
The Rockies.
Why? I understand Tua's concussed as fuck, but like,
you can't say
he's not. That's what I'm saying. Like, everyone's saying like a lot of things about the Dolphins. Like, they have 2 number 1 wide receivers.
They should be really good. Their defense.
They're wide receivers, and their defense is great. And their wide receivers, literally, Jalen Waddle is unbelievable.
No, if it's as if when Tua plays, they win.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I understand you have to worry about injuries, but like, he's playing right now. They're a threat.
If he starts playing, he has a shorter leash safety wise, but yeah, when he was good, he was good. That team was clicking. They were really, really good.
No, they're a real threat.
I think the Dolphins could be like, I could talk myself into a Super Bowl sleeper. I know it's crazy because of Frank and it never works out, but Dolphins screw like
they should be a playoff team.
I agree.
So, any parting shots before we go? Got anything else?
Nah, dude, I just had to take a major shit, so my mind ain't even here.
Perfect ending. All right, that's Pick Central. Yaks up next.